Hello, it's Brianna from Brianna Reads. Today's video is going to be just me sitting down and quite literally yapping with you guys because I read two of the most beautifully written and I would describe it as two of the most profound books recently. They are part of my Is It Worth the Girth series, which you can find here on Instagram or TikTok. And honestly, the point of that series is where I tell you, in my opinion, whether or not books over 600 pages, like between 500 and 600 pages, are worth its girth. And these two books are two, without a doubt, that I believe were absolutely worth every word on the page, as well as I could have sat and listened to more. So the first one is Watercolors by Evelyn Latrice. This is a story between Lumi and Wave, as well as Vari and Ashley. And I still think about this book. Like, I still dream about this book because it was so beautifully written. It's just four people who are quite literally struggling with figuring out where they fit, who they are, what are they without something. Who is Wave without the accolades and the, medals and all of that? Who is he as a dad, as a new dad, as a dad who lost 18 years with his kid and is now trying to, he's behind almost. And then you sort of look at Ashley, who's lost the most important person in her life, who's her mom, and now is in this super wealthy area with a dad she didn't know, but a dad who is quite literally on a Wheaties box, right? So there's two people who have lost something. While Wave lost the accolades because he retired, Ashley lost her mom and has now been given a dad that she didn't have for 17, 18 years. And the two of them are trying to figure out how to coexist. And then on the flip side, across the water, you have Lumi, who has quite literally lost everything. She is a child stuck in an adult's body, a child who was harmed, incredibly so, by the people she was taught to love, the people who should care about her. And she's sort of in this home that holds all of her pain, all of her turmoil, and she's kind of rebuilding, right? So she's filling in a pool, or she's tearing down pieces of her childhood to try to reclaim what was once lost or what was taken from her. And she meets she doesn't meet Vari, but she meets Ashley and Wave, and these two people honestly light up her life, right? But they also teach her how to keep moving, how to find joy in sadness, how to love again, how to open her heart and accept love, how to put color back into the paintings that are just blobs of gray. And then Ashley meets a person named Vari, and Vari kind of offers her this safe space, this love that she's so desperate for. Somebody who sees past, rich kid or kid who lost parent. He just wants to figure out who is Ashley. And I just, Watercolors was probably one of the most beautiful written pieces that I've ever had the pleasure of reading. I was starting it on Kindle Unlimited, and then I tried to stand in her line at Black Romance Book Fest, and her line was out the door. So I knew I wasn't going to get a physical from there, and I just went on the Zon, and immediately ordered because I knew that this was one of those books that I wanted to be able to have and annotate and keep in my collection. And there's a part of this where and then it says, it was about right now, about wanting something good and not knowing how to trust it, about feeling safe with Wave and still waiting for the safety to be taken from her, about finally experiencing something that felt like choice and being scared that she didn't know the difference anymore. Honestly, absolutely 5 stars, and I hope that I've given you enough words, even though I feel like my mind is so over the pace because I love this book so much, that I've given you enough that makes you want to go out and purchase it and read it and devour it the same way I did. And then another one that I recently finished was Joliet by Rae Elyse. Oh my God. I think I finished this earlier in the week. And when I tell you that Pup and Slim are two incredibly, incredibly broken people who want love, deserve love, but feel incredibly undeserving of it, don't feel like they are worthy of it. Slim has come home with her tail tucked between her legs, and when you figure out why, you're just like, okay. And then you're angry at the people that are supposed to love her, her aunt and her uncle, the people who are supposed to open their arms and take her and love on her. And they keep asking, well, why aren't you back in New York? Well, why are you here? Why did you show up on the porch with no money and no clothes? And it's like, if you just look at her, you can see that she's barely breathing. She's trying to get through the madness that is her life, and you guys are pushing her away. and you're pushing her away into the arms of Pup, a person who some people don't feel like is worth it. He uses his fist because he is in survival mode. He is so like hell-bent on just surviving, just putting one foot in front of the other, because he has been taught that the only thing that a man can do is make sure that he provides, not love. He can drop dick off and he can drop money off, but he can never give his heart because that makes you weak. And then Pup meets Slim, and Slim makes him want to give his heart away. She makes him want to stop dropping dick off to everybody, wants him to believe that like he is worthy of being loved wholeheartedly, to be remembered, to be thought about, to be cared for, adored. And he gives her a sense of power where he teaches her how to hold a fist and how to make sure you throw that fist. If you're gonna ball it up, throw it. Don't be afraid, don't be scared, because you are so much bigger and worthy of what somebody has maybe done to you. That is not your story. Your story is just beginning now. And I just, for 500 plus pages, I was so immersed in the story of Slim and Pup that when I got to the end of it, I sobbed. Like, it was like almost there was a wound inside of me that was beginning to heal itself. And I was telling my therapist that the reason why I think I connected so heavily to this story is because I too have bouts where I do not feel lovable, do not feel worthy of being loved by anybody or anything. That the only thing I can offer someone is what I can give them, whether it's my body or material things. But when somebody hands me their heart, I don't feel worthy of keeping it safe. Or I can't seem to give anybody my heart enough, or I'm not fighting against that because it doesn't feel right. These two books feel like therapy. They feel like quite literally a therapy session. You're on the couch, ready to cry, ready to be emotionally invested and in some parts destroyed by these people. But then at the end of it, you're emotionally being put back together, like you're being slowly stitched back together because the words are coming off the page. These authors are slowly rebuilding the wounds that you have because you're so immersed in these stories that you start thinking that you're them. But if I can give you any recommendation this month alone, it has to be these two. It has to be Watercolors by Evelyn Latrice. It has to be Joliet by Rae Elyse. I am begging you, pick these books up, devour them like I have, and let me know what you think. I'll see you later.